anywhere that isn't PS2.
Stunned and pleasantly surprised, but we will find out. Cannon Incineroar, fist bump. Let's get it kicked off here at MomoCon 2023 Top 64.
Good luck, have fun. Jahzzo versus Shaine.
PS2 is the stage select. Shaine needs to get some advantage going early and try to keep Jahzzo on one side of the stage, as Incineroar is known to be able to do fairly successfully.
It almost seems like Jahzzo is trying to play an aggressive game against Shaine, and that's not really the type of way I would think that Jahzzo would go about enforcing his win condition. Good parry, my gosh.
And then jumping out of the rest of the multi-hits is really clutch. Didn't quite get the spike box on that one.
And this is where I think Jahzzo can improve their strategy right now. It's not necessarily a continuous threat in the corner to Shaine. 116, that next Shoryu that connects is absolutely going to take their soul, but when you're in that corner, I want to see a little bit more of a consistent pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. Clenching a little bit there, that was tight, but we have a revenge stack on Shaine, which means that if he gets a corner Alolan Whip, it could be all over, but it's all over for him because, as you said, the next Shoryu that connects actually did kill. So Shaine's going to want to get a revenge stack or some additional damage down on Jahzzo and try to go for some crazy Alolan Whip stuff, because right now, Jahzzo is just controlling the stage.
Oh no!
Woo! Oh my goodness, he made it back. But 107%, like, where did that come from?
Man, right now, Jahzzo is just controlling Shaine's movement. It's not just stage control, it is baiting options and then enforcing his will. Back air closes out, and Jahzzo has a huge lead.
Yeah, this is looking tough if you're Shaine, but as we've seen before from the likes of SkyJ at the top level, if you play Incineroar the right way, if you can get a little bit of rhythm and momentum on your opponent, it doesn't take but just a few interactions to get yourself right back in the game. 109%, easily a Alolan Whip kill percentage anywhere that's probably closer to the edge of the stage. It won't quite kill it mid-screen at this point, but a little bit more damage than it will.
Missing the timing, might have intentionally set up, but oh, this could be the setup.
That was almost in.
Mashes out of the throw.
Good mash. 155% though. Pretty much anything will kill from Incineroar at this percentage on the edge of the stage. But Jahzzo just swinging. And what a call out. Went for the quick Shoryu surprise attack, and that is game one. I mean, that's it. That was just game one.
Great job from Jahzzo. This was just a master class on control. Spacing, option selection, can't put it any better. Also, calling out jump options with a DP, true to Street Fighter.
Very true to Street Fighter, and like you said, control was the name of the game, and that's why In Control is Jahzzo's sponsor.
I want to throw this out as well. We have to juggle Jahzzo more. There was a lot of back air, forward air trying to poke that way. Get Jahzzo above you, force the focus out, and then immediately start sweeping with up air. Keep him juggled. Just make it impossible for Jahzzo to land.
Ken does not have a good option to deal with people from below him aside from the focus punch, like you said. And Incineroar's up air fastball is plenty enough time to eat the hit from the focus punch and follow up with something on the ground, assuming that he can stay in range of the focus punch dash, which on a smaller stage like Battlefield is definitely plausible. And I think, like you said, looking for that above gameplay, choosing Battlefield as the option is a step in that direction. I went for a hard call out, didn't quite make something happen there. And now Jahzzo's back in stage control here. These platforms can easily work against you if you're not careful.
And it's very hard to get out of this oppressive neutral that Jahzzo has started to enforce. Once the Tatsus are connecting into that down tilt, it's basically an imagination string for Jahzzo at a Shoryu percent. This could kill, and that will do it.
Oh man, that's tough. You're almost a full stock down, but this is what we wanted to see. Trying to go for these hard reads with the Alolan Whip. I think we just need to be going for something safer on Incineroar here. Oh, that was a good tech read, but doesn't quite make it happen. Cross chop doesn't kill at that percentage, even with revenge. Cross chop is not the most reliable kill option.
it's not the most reliable kill option, but to boot, it feels like right now Jahzzo is just controlling every movement on the side of Shaine.
Speaking of platform devil,
a commanding 3-stock lead, and it has been all Ken all day in this matchup.
Yeah, if there's one thing you can really credit Jahzzo for is that he is always on the front foot of a game, either through a stock lead, a percentage lead, or stage advantage. And if you ever put Jahzzo in a disadvantage state, good luck reading him, because every person that I've seen play against Jahzzo cannot read a tech option. I don't know if that's just his ambiguity, his experience in traditional fighting games, or what, but he has got a defensive brain that cannot be read.
It is so hard to get through Jahzzo because I feel like what you said about his ambiguity is the biggest strength right now. He has such consistent confirms. We know what he's looking for. He's looking for a D tilt. He's looking for an up tilt. Really close to getting a spike.
That's gonna be, oh man. The footstool, a little cheeky.
I like the idea to fish for the D tilt in the corner, but you're at a point where any string that connects will kill, and this could be lights out for Shaine.
Good DI out. But it's looking really, really close here. You want to live, but that's not happening this one. Game 2 goes to Jahzzo, and this is looking like a possible 3-0 unless Shaine makes some crazy adaptations. I definitely don't think you're angling to go back to Battlefield after that one. The platforms, yes, can be nice for Incineroar, especially that top platform, but the platforms being closer in than PS2, having a smaller stage that you're working with for the most part, and the ground speed that Ken has, there's just more opportunity for Ken to make use of the platform when you're in disadvantage. Yeah. So unless you have a very confident way to maintain an advantage state, you're hurting yourself.
What do you think about something like Town and City on the side of Incineroar if it's left open?
Fantastic. I think it's a ban. I think that Jahzzo is absolutely banning that every time. The fact that on Ken you're trying to kill off the top most of the time, and on Incineroar you're trying to kill off the sides with a low and whip most of the time, I think is just the easiest thought process to say let's ban that stage. That would obviously, I think in my opinion, be the #1 stage that you'd be selecting on Incineroar in this specific matchup. But assuming that that's banned, this is a fairly good option here. Center platform, like we said before, still an option for Jahzzo to make use of it, but because it's a larger platform and it's more centralized, you also have just as many opportunities on Incineroar to make use of that.
Doing really well right now, but a little bit aggressive on the counter there. I think part of the issue is almost Shaine is so scared by how Jahzzo has been basically moving with him and constantly option selecting their aggressive choice. There has to be something that Shaine can do to at least adapt, whether it's through patience or goading Jahzzo to swing first.
I think there's more options that Shaine could be utilizing, especially more safe options that could be assisting in this position here. But he's fishing for a lot of the same stuff, and I think that is the key word, is a lot of fishing. Good try on the DI there, but not going to be quite enough. That roundhouse kick is going to take it out.
Jahzzo again just controlling the stage, and the parries.
Wow. Parry into what looked to be a hurtbox shift low profile on the second hit.
Oh my gosh.
Of Darkness Lariat.
It is just a control fest from Jahzzo. He is strangling any advantage that Shaine is able to generate and constantly enforcing his will into the F smash. A commanding 3-0 stock lead en route to a 3-0 win for Jahzzo.
Yep, and on paper you can kind of understand why this matchup is difficult for an Incineroar in some ways. Oh wow, that's death. That's crazy. I think he ate the jump with that spike there, and quick 3-0. That third game was a slaughter.
Wow, Jahzzo just didn't even need a Shoryu during this game.
No, and remind you, Shaine is the person that just came off the backs of a 3-1 on Cosmos, and dropping to Jahzzo like that, I do still think that there's a bright future in the losers bracket for Shaine.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially off the backs of that Cosmos win. But on paper, like we said, that matchup could be volatile. It could even be slightly Ken favored.
Yep.
What we're really not talking about here is a lot of the reasons why SkyJ is so oppressive at the top level is because he has this brain on him that he is able to read every option that these top level players are doing, or at least cover them